Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to Armoured Warfare. Now, I'm going to try and show you a trio of tanks today that are at tier 3. My aim is to give you a flavour for main battle tanks, to try and show you the armoured fighting vehicle spotting thing, and also to show you kind of missile avoidance, artillery avoidance, if it crops up. Now, ideally, I did actually want to show you tank destroyer and SPG gameplay at some point, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put enough time into this game to show you, certainly not tank destroyers and possibly not SPGs as well. It depends. If Obsidian decide to unlock the current tech tree on the last day of the test, tomorrow I think it is, then I might be able to show you that. But if they don't, then I probably won't. If you're lucky, you might get an artillery game or two, but you won't get tank destroyer gameplay in that case. So, I'm going to show you 3 tier 3 machines: the AMX 10P armoured fighting vehicle, the M60 Patton, and the T62, both main battle tanks. So, let's start off in the AMX, and I should probably have some consumables actually, now that I come to think of it. It's very similar to World of Tanks. One slightly irritating thing, I guess, is that because you get loads of different ammo options on tanks in this game, it means that there are lots more slots given over to potential different ammo loadouts, and that means that your consumables are not under 4, 5, 6, they're under 6, 7, 8. Why is that slightly irritating? Well, it's just not what I'm used to, so yeah, slightly irritating from that sense. Anyway, let's try and jump straight into a game in the AMX. So this is clearly a little French machine. And I think now I've got one vehicle from every nation of vehicles that is currently in the Armoured Warfare test, apart from the Germans. I don't think I've got a German tank yet. But never mind, c'est la vie. So this is the French machine. It's another armoured fighting vehicle armed with a little low caliber autocannon, effectively. And this is a tier 3 game. There's a fair few main battle tanks around, but these little autocannons, if you're willing to fire the high explosive rounds, you can actually do a respectable amount of damage to main battle tanks. So that's this HEI, high explosive incendiary, which is what I'm loading, and it's this map again, the deserty map. So we'll see what we can do. I'm clearly going to stick to the more open areas because I don't want to get into game of close range fisticuffs with like T62s. That's just not a bad plan. So it's just not a good plan. T62, for those who are interested from the World of Tanks perspective, we'll get onto this in a minute, but the T62 is basically the T62A that you get in World of Tanks at tier 10 was a T62 but with a rifled gun, pretty much. I'm oversimplifying a little bit, but broadly speaking. Anyway, we're in the AMX, and whee! This is not the fastest armoured fighting vehicle in the world. It's also quite large. I mean, look at it next to that Scorpion. The AMX is really quite chunky, but I've had fun in this thing, so I can't really complain too much. I wish it weren't this map. Well, this isn't the worst map, to be fair. LAV 150. La 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 la. That LAV 150 is having a very bad day, and a Patton polishes him off. I've also fiddled with the sound settings, you've probably noticed, so that you can actually hear me over the sounds of gunfire and explosions. I hadn't realised the game would be quite so loud. And already there are people saying the spotting system is broken. Really, to me, the spotting system, seems considerably more transparent than World of Tanks. Everyone effectively has sixth sense. You have a little thing that comes up when you have spotted someone else, and you've got this little circle around your tank, which I think is your view range. So spotting system seems to be okay to me, or maybe they mean they don't think it's working properly yet. That's the Scorpion.
Hostile tank, marked.
Battle tank. Did some damage to him. There's his friend. And as you can see, as well as doing damage, and actually quite a lot of damage. Oh my god, we got spotted. Quite a lot of damage, and this is to the front of a main battle tank. We're also wrecking modules, which is fun. Yeah, screw you. You ain't hitting me. Didn't see the little spotted icon come up, but apparently I was. Or maybe the guy was just going on a very well-educated guess. Don't know. Ooh, the sizzle of heat ammunition. I love the smell of heat in the morning. Right, he's right there. Oh my god, PT-76. I was probably being spotted by someone else. As I say, I just didn't notice the little debris come up. So, out of range. Now, this little ability, designating a target on AFVs, has a limited range, which I find a little bit curious and kind of irritating. It limits when you can actually use it, which is kind of annoying. There you go. So I'm highlighting this guy, and that means people... Whoops, a daisy dude. He takes increased damage if we keep shooting him, and we managed to nail him. Let's not get shot again. We got spotted for that. So why are you sniping, Chipmunk? Well, I'm kind of a little pinned down here. I don't know the maps all that well, and I'm kind of playing supporting fire, I guess. Don't draw too much from my gameplay, please. I really don't know what I'm doing yet. Yes, that's right, I'm putting 20mm high explosive shells straight into the front of a T-62's turret, and doing damage. Oh yeah. I do think the high explosive ammunition in this game needs a little bit of a rework, or high explosive ammo out of low caliber autocannons just seems a little too powerful to me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. M60 pattern. Again, his turret. As well as doing damage and hitting him, I'm wrecking modules, which is always fun. That T-62 is almost dead. Alas, I only did 9 to him. That's a shame. We are, however, losing this, which is kind of irritating, but I'm not... Oh, we lost that Scorpion. Oh, hurrah! Okay. See? 20mm, I think it is. Yep, 20mm high explosive shells to the front of an M60 pattern, and he's dead. Yeah, I do think the high explosive in these autocannons is a bit too powerful. Because I can just do that from, like, a long range. It's not like that was point blank, that was from distance. So, yeah. People say armoured fighting vehicles can't do anything against main battle tanks. I respectfully disagree. Nah, I don't have a shot on him. PT-76 is having a bad day. Let's see if we can make his day a bit worse. Yes, we can. For kill number 3. Hurrah! Being a nasty little kill stealer. No artillery and no tanks with missiles. So, there's only 4 of them left. M60 pattern, T-62, LAV-150 and a BMP-1. Should I play? I don't think I've got any more shots up from here. So I think it's probably time to be a little more aggressive. So, who's first? Well... I really don't know this bit of the map, by the way, so I don't know where I can and can't cross over here. Oh, someone nailed him. Ah, bugger. Oh, there's a crossing point, okay. Cross over here, sweep into the town, polish them off, that is the plan. So yeah, I've actually had a lot of fun driving the AMX, and this is not fully upgraded, I should also point out. Whee! M60 pattern. Engaging our M60 pattern, so let's go and give him some butt loving.
Identify.
Ah, piss, there's the BMP. If I can set him on fire, that'd be hilarious. No, just killed him. 20mm high explosive rounds to the rear. Oh yeah. I might actually have been able to penetrate that with my armor piercing rounds, but I didn't know at what angle I'd have him, so I just went with the high explosive incendiary, and that BMP's dead, and that was a win. Sweet. That was actually, I think, one of the better games I've had in the AMX 10P. Probably didn't do a lot of spotting, so I'm not actually sure how my experience will go. But it was good fun. And you don't get scout matchmaking in your armoured fighting vehicles like you do in light tanks in World of Tanks, so you don't have that to worry about. My performance, that looks very respectable. Team performance, see, there we go. We did 1,081 damage, which is not too shabby. Got 4 kills, 2 assisted kills, 1 spot though, and we probably didn't get much assistance damage if we look back at my performance. Where are we now? We spotted BMP1. Yeah, we only got 54 spotting damage, and then we got a shit ton of damage on various people, including 349 on that pattern. So yeah, we didn't get the best experience score in the world because we weren't the one doing the spotting in that particular instance. We were the one providing people fire support, but it didn't end up being too bad a game. And I showed you what 20mm high explosive incendiary rounds can do to people. Let's just quickly see if if I can upgrade anything. Yes, I can. Gun's good enough. I'm not going to bother upgrading the gun. Light tanks and new engines, most definitely. That should give me a little bit more oomph. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so that's a new engine for the AMX. So I got to show you the target designation thingy. I think. Hope I did. I can't actually remember. My memory is so bad. And now we're going to jump into the M60 pattern. It seems appropriate that the M48A1 pattern was my first tier 10 tank, and so far only tier 10 tank in World of Tanks, and the M60 pattern was the first main battle tank I've driven in Armoured Warfare. So this is fully upgraded. I must admit, when I first played main battle tanks, in particular the pattern, I was not particularly impressed. They've grown on me. No one seems to be playing tier 4s anymore. Wonder why. Oh well. They have grown on me a little bit. And you notice you start doing a lot of damage when you start getting those ammo choices unlocked. So for example, I'm currently packing Sabre rounds, so armor piercing basically, which does like 240 average damage and about 270 average pen, and heat rounds, which does like 270 average damage and 220 pen. Load the heat, because at the moment, people who are playing, I mean, the tier 3s, tier 4s, you don't need, 95% of the time, that's a made up statistic obviously, but most of the time you don't need the added penetration from the Sabre rounds, and the added alpha damage from the heat rounds is far more useful. Now, you do have to bear in mind a couple of things, like for instance, where am I going? I can't remember. Like for instance, we got AFVs down south. It's mainly AFVs anyway. Heat rounds just get eaten by... Where to go? I'm actually going to go south because we've got no one else going south. Heat rounds get eaten by tracks, much as they do in World of Tanks and Spaced Armour and whatnot. So you have to bear that in mind. So there will be times when you take a shot and it just doesn't do anything and you sit up there thinking, what? But in my opinion, most of the time the added alpha damage is worth it. So you can see I'm carrying half Sabo rounds and half heat ammunition. And I've got the heat loaded first. The main advantage I've found so far actually with the Sabo rounds over the heat ammo is that the Sabo rounds fly a lot faster. Heat ammunition takes its leisurely time to get to the target. But when it gets there it does a metric boatload more damage, which is nice. So, they've only got 2 main battle tanks. That doesn't mean the other guys aren't a threat, I should point out, obviously. I think I've demonstrated in the previous game with the AMX that main battle tanks do have to be afraid of armoured fighting vehicles. And armoured fighting vehicles very definitely have a place in this game. Your main battle tanks don't have the godly view ranges that like high tier medium tanks do in World of Tanks, for instance.
Hostile truck, marked.
Oh, we've just lost a couple of low tiers, alright. See if we can start making our mark. We spent a little while getting here, which is my own fault, but... LAV. Didn't do anything. See, for these sorts of shots, in fact I might even switch to... I'm actually going to switch to Sabo at these ranges because of the faster shell travel time. Heat just doesn't really cut it at these kind of ranges, in my opinion. Doesn't look like that one hit either. So one thing some people have said, oh my god, we are just getting face rolled. Alright. One thing some people have said is that they find you point your gun at something in Armoured Warfare and it hits. I respectfully disagree. I haven't necessarily found that at all.
Identify.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're... And yes, I'm just driving out into the open, which is probably a terrible idea, but I want to try and do something in this game, and so far, you know, our team were losing, so I wanted to try and force something to happen. Let's go and do something about this LAV. Oh, and all my allies over here have died. Well, that's a shame. And alas, these guys... So, this is what happens when you get caught alone. I can't do anything. This is what happens when you get caught alone by armoured fighting vehicles. I moved forward to try and support my AFVs because we were losing too many tanks, and I thought if I didn't do that we were going to die. I didn't realise there was an LAV just round the right from me, and that's the thing, you just suddenly take fire from 3 different directions. Their AFVs completely outplayed ours, and I got myself into a bad position, and so I died. So you didn't really get to see main battle tank gameplay there, really, because, well, okay, so you got to see a few things. You got to see that the gun doesn't, relative to other guns in this game, the gun doesn't aim that quickly. Different shell travel times on, I'll worry about the crew skills later, different shell travel times on different ammunition can be a problem. And armoured fighting vehicles really are a threat in this game. Even to your front, I do think they, as I say, I really do think they need to address their high explosive mechanics in this game. Maybe it's just because I come from World of Tanks and I'm used to 20mm cannons not being able to damage a pattern from the front. But I really do think that the 20mm HE rounds are just too good. In fact, I think HE rounds in general at the moment are too good. Well, no, there are some exceptions. So this is more the typical kind of game I've had when I've been playing with main battle tanks. In fact, the top tier game you saw me in just now was very, very unusual. So, I don't have heat, this thing. This is the T62, it is not fully upgraded. So I've got my armour piercing, bunch of letters, armour piercing rounds, and some high explosive rounds. You can see actually that the high explosive rounds don't do any more damage than the armour piercing rounds that I've got so far. So what's the advantage of them? Why bother? Well, it's the critical module damage. Okay, so where are we going to go? We're going to try and go into the town because, yeah, let's see what we can do. Side scrape like a boss, and can I make it up this hill? No, I can't. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well. So, I think I got an upgrade on this to make it accelerate a bit faster, which is nice. But the one thing you do notice about main battle tanks is that, well, certainly the first ones you come across really don't have much in the way of armour. Their armour's really not great. And when you consider... Oh yeah, because I was trying to get into that, which is stupid. And when you consider that, like I said, the HE rounds just make a mockery of you, as... Yeah. At the moment, there's basically, if you're packing an autocannon, there's no reason not to load the HE rounds, high explosive incendiary or whatever you've got, and just blitz through people. Anyway, and that's one of the reasons why I don't rate the main battle tanks at the moment. I just think they... Oh, they've got a Sheridan. They've got 3 Sheridans. Sheridan. It's basically the T-49 from World of Tanks, or the T-49 is basically a Sheridan. Except it's a light tank in Armoured Warfare. Okay, it's a light tank in World of Tanks, but in Armoured Warfare, light tanks don't suffer any penalty for moving. Any accuracy penalty for moving, sorry. What does this mean in practice? This means that a Sheridan with that massive gun can just drive-by shoot you or can pop out and snap fire you with impunity. It's... I don't own one. Maybe it's more balanced than I think it is, but I just don't currently see a way in which the Sheridan is not overpowered as all hell. As I say, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Yay, I got spotted! Let's see if we can do something about this pattern. Oh, wait. I didn't think... The other pattern managed to shoot me. I didn't think he had a shot. There we go. Apparently he did. And terrible gun depression. Put a shot into him anyway. Patton has a better rate of fire. T62 has better alpha damage. Although if Patton's packing heat rounds, because I'm not fully upgraded, he might have the advantage on alpha as well. I don't know, or at least not so much of a disadvantage. So someone manages to take out that Patton. And you can see that, you know, that you wouldn't get this confused for a T62A from World of Tanks. And this appears to be a landslide. I have had some close games. Oh, in fact, the first game actually you saw in the AMX was close, but the other two have been a landslide, meaning that I haven't really been able to show you much in the way of main battle tank gameplay. Maybe I'll show you a 4th game just to try and... Because I haven't actually been shot at by artillery or missiles or anything. I haven't been able to show you a lot of the things that I wanted to show you. Yes, I've been spotted, I know. He's dead. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, there's the missile warning. So I'm going to try and move to dodge and dodge the missile. What fires a missile on their team? I believe the Sheridans get missiles. So... What the hell is a Patton doing all the way back there?
No effect.
I say armour isn't particularly useful, and then I bounce on a Patton. There we go. Again, not really main battle tank gameplay, but we'll do it anyway. Or missed. Oh, and he's dead. Oh, this has been a landslide. There's a Sheridan up there. I might take a missile to the face in a minute. So I managed to show you the missile avoidance stuff. Didn't even hit. He pulled back, to be fair to him. only 2 of them left. And they're both Sheridans. Well, Sheridan on Sheridan action. Compared to other classes, in my opinion, main battle tanks lack mobility, firepower and armour. They basically lack almost everything. But anyway, I'll probably take the... surprised I didn't get shot by artillery at all. Oh, the enemy team didn't have any artillery, it's just we did. Oh, okay. I'll try and take the pattern out once more, I think, just to try and show you something a little bit more typical, but... Oh, there we go. I mean, I was too passive, I guess. I wasn't aggressive enough, but I was afraid of being shredded by those Sheridans. So because I wasn't fast enough to do any spotting or anything, I didn't get any spotting damage, so I got a terrible experience score, but there we go. Alright, I'll make one last one in the pattern, and then we'll call this video regardless of what happens. Yeah, so my take so far on this game, what I've played of it, playing against artillery, I like the main thing about the way they've done artillery is the much lower alpha damage. I can get hit by artillery and I don't lose all of my health, half my modules and my crew. I just take 200 damage to the face, like I would if I was shot by a pattern or whatever. Yeah, I like that they've got missiles, which is cool. I haven't been able to try many light tanks because you have the tier 1 PT-76, which isn't very good. Is there any artillery in this game? No, I can't show you that. Oh, well, never mind. C'est la vie. Let's start with Sabre and then switch to Heat. Yeah. So yeah, artillery, I haven't played it yet, so I don't think I can really give you a proper opinion. Tank destroyers, again, I haven't played any, I don't think I can really give you a proper opinion. I haven't got time to unlock them. Armoured fighting vehicles, 20mm HE rounds are too good. They're just too good, in my opinion. Let's go into the town and see if we can have a bit of a punch-up. I want to show you a bit of main battle tank brawling, I guess. I mean, the pattern basically has its armour on the turret, what there is of it. One thing I don't like, actually, I said I don't like it. The Obsidian told people that they can advertise, or encourage people to advertise their YouTube stuff in-game. I'm choosing not to. I don't mind if people do, but I'm choosing not to just because I don't like the added clutter and whatnot. But let us see. So slow. This is with the upgraded engine because my pattern is now fully upgraded. Oh, he's the other side of some stuff. There's another pattern over there. I might be able to shoot him. Hurrah! Might actually be able to get stuck in eventually. Well, we've lost an M113 so far. One thing I must say is that I don't feel in bottom tier tanks, so like tier 1 tanks in a tier 3 game, certainly when I was playing them, I didn't feel powerless. Due in no small part to 20mm high explosive rounds. I know I keep coming back to that, but you can do things. I mean, you can in World of Tanks as well, but I think a lot of people do feel powerless when they are in that situation, and I've been spotted. Thank you for blocking my shot, mate.
Enemy track.
I only took out his tracks. Well, that's heat enemy for you. And 0 damage again. Try one more. It was a shame that I had a kind of dodgy angle on him, to be honest. Sorry, dude. Great, what we got? I want to go and do something about that pattern. One thing I've learned is that you cannot snap shoot in Armoured Warfare. Actually, we shut down roughly 10 minutes if you'd like to start another game. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you can't snap shoot. You will.
Winged up.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Loader stable.
Like that. You will have your shot go into tracks. Now, that was a heat round, which didn't help. But if you snap shoot, your shot will go into tracks. It will just happen. Alright, let's do something about this M60. He's getting on my nerves. And he needs to die. Oh, you see, I snapshot. And you can't. That wasn't a heat round or anything. I did track him in place. Also, the sensitivity in sniper is a bit dodgy. Oh, and he's dead. And again, it doesn't look like I'm going to have been able to do anything because I'm so slow. And often games of Armoured Warfare are so quick that if you can't do 40, 50 kilometers an hour, that's it. You don't see the action. Now, that may well improve when I get better map knowledge and so I can actually go to the important bits of the map sooner rather than dithering about so much, and fair enough, but it's very difficult to work out what the good bits of the map are when you can't see any action. Well, never mind. Let's see, it's the other
Hostile
side.
truck, marked. Load stable.
No. And this is my problem with main battle tanks. They're very unforgiving to play in that if you don't choose, or the ones I've played anyway, in particular the pattern, if you don't choose the right bit of the map, you will have a terrible game. End of. Like playing, you know, some of the British heavy tanks, for instance, in World of Tanks. It's just... And maybe this is my fault, I'm trying to chase a scorpion here. Like I said, please do not... Don't judge this game by how I'm playing it. I am not a good Armoured Warfare player. Certainly not at the moment. This test is the first time I've played it. I don't know the maps at all. And I'm a slow learner at the best of times. So, yeah. Oh. Scorp, Scorp, Scorp. Well, we managed to hit him. Hurrah! We got a hit. Success. There's only a scorpion left. Who's down here? I might actually get some action. Oh my god. Don't kill him. No, LAV. No. Good. Can't believe I'm cheering on the enemy. Because I want to go over there and kill him in the face. So this is... I say I wanted to show you sort of main battle tank gameplay, but I'll be honest.
Identify.
These three games have pretty much encompassed my experience of what it's like to play a main battle tank. You spend some time driving around and you don't really get a chance to do a great deal of much. That is my experience. And when you do get somewhere, your armour counts for diddly. And the way the sniper mode is done I don't like. Yeah. Oh, came third on the team. Fair enough. I basically did as much damage as I have health. Hold on to that scorpion on the enemy team. Arger. See the guy I killed? Arger. No, I killed Lorian. I did get hit on Arger. I killed Lorian. Anyway, yeah. So, there we go. There's some games in some other tanks just to show you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I might do another Armoured Warfare video. It depends very much on whether they open the rest of the tech tree up tomorrow or not. If they don't, I won't, because I won't have anything else to show you. If they do, I'll try and show you some tank destroyers and artillery. It depends. Either way, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.